Anyway, though, it's a complete picture of why, how, where. Like I said, there's more than enough videos and more than enough evidence. And like I said, you can date the videos and everything else like that. And also date the ships, as basically they've been down there that long and everything else like that. To know that it's real. I'm real. Pinch me, I'm real. Anyway, and so are my ships. Anyway, though, like I said, the naming, well, like I said, because of the identity theft and because there were like 500 Lucifer star things out there in the world, because luxury, Lusitania, you know, everybody's stars everywhere, and basically, so I was gonna fall through the cracks. So and besides, like I said, when I'm at work, I'm Lucifer White Star, epic, and when I'm at home, I'm Brian. Riley. Like I said, I'd always, I kind of had just kind of always been like the great leader, the giver of hope, bringer of big ships, and man who commanded the seas, who had taken over the seas through sheer production and sheer, and with the love of my people and the support of my people. Like I said, I would never look down on my people. I would never say, "Oh, those people are just iron workers or coal workers." I would never say that. No, my coal workers and my iron workers were the most important, and other people like that. Like every person was important. Everyone from the captain to the radio officer to the people that basically just went around fluffing the towels. Everyone was important to me. I said I really hated this whole idea, like Carnegie and other people would propagate that I was like some stuffy upper class. It's like, no, I was just trying to set the standard for high class. I was actually trying to give everyone a taste of what it was like to be rich. Like I said, for $30 or $60 or whatever it cost or whatever, it was a reasonable wage too. It wasn't outrageous. It was a lot of money, yes, but that was for like first class, which were the rooms were huge. And like everything was catered to you, and I think it even might have come with rental clothes. Like I think first class might have come with some jewelry, and also some clothes or something like that. It was ridiculous. Basically, you could basically rent. You could feel like a king for about for about 3 months, or as long as the voyage was basically underway. And basically, you could wear like gold like necklaces and or some pretty earrings. Like I think there was different classes of earrings and stuff like that you could rent for the voyage because you were going to be on a ship. And well, they're just trinkets really. And oh well, whatever. We kind of included the cost of the jewelry, like if you did steal it, whatever, blah blah blah. It's like whatever. Like at one point I was basically like, we're setting a standard here. Like we're creating history. So at some point in time I was just like, you know what? I don't even care if they take the jewelry home. It's like they'll probably give it back later on. We'll recover it later. And like I said, a lot of the jewels and a lot of the diamonds that were taken or stolen or disappeared, they eventually came back anyway. Their grandsons or their great whatever nephews basically sold it back or basically gave it back, as basically, and I was like, well, it's like they felt so beautiful they had a baby, and it's like, whatever, it doesn't really matter, in the long like I would also be my whole attitude and my whole feelings was basically in the long run, to be epic. That's a one 3 or 4 moments. That's all it takes to be epic. 3 or 4 moments is all it takes to be epic. And setting the standard and basically raising the bar and basically, being like, damn the cost, full speed ahead, and stuff like that. And I was at such a power level and such a high point when, with 2 or 3 Titanic ships in the water and basically my aircraft companies coming along nicely, that I was like, so what? Sell those still a few diamonds and a few dresses. Oh well, whatever. We'll make more. But we're giving something to the people that has never been given to them before. So maybe it only lasts 30 years, maybe it lasts 60 years. It's just like my public education, where I was just like, you know what? To hell with the cost. I'll figure out a way to pay for it later. That was another thing I would do a lot of times too, is sometimes I would be like, I'll figure out a way to pay for it later. Just do it. And then I would sit there and I would think, and I would think, and I would think, and I'd be like, okay, this is how we're going to pay for it. So my people would always knew that I would find a way to pay for it. You know, it just might take me a minute to figure it out. And besides, like I said, once I built the Titanic, once I had the Panama Canal, you know, it was like, yeah! You know, I was like, ee! You know, I was on cloud 9. You know, I could do anything almost. You know, my people, you know, I had proven myself. Those were White Star Alliance. I had proven myself as a true leader and someone who was right. I was really worried about the first Titanic, though, and I was really worried about the first aircraft transport company. Like I said, I was trying to, like, I kept on adding things. I kept on thinking, okay, well, we'll try and build this little resort here, and we'll provide an experience in this way. And I kept on, you know, you know, I'm the builder of the modern day travel company, you know, like Hawaii and stuff like that, where you go on Honolulu vacations and like Fantasy Island, stuff like that. Like I said, I wasn't so much into the sex and drugs as basically into the giving experience, you know, letting people get a break from the daily insanity of their life. You know, the daily bills, the daily, you know, it's just like Christmas. It's like one point in time in the year, a couple different points and times in the year where you can take a break from worrying about bills, or you can take a break from worrying about your job. You know, and you can get that little experience. You can get that little experience that, you know, to try and add little experiences in your lifetime, because I know how few and precious experiences are for people. How there's only a few happy moments in your life, and like I said, a lot of people would only regard their marriage or a couple little dating or a small portion of their life as happy. And I wanted to fix that. I wanted to make it so people would consider most of their life a happy experience. So I wanted to get that fixed. So, you know, I just kept on adding things and kept on, you know, thinking of things and trying to work things into the whole thing. Like I said, that's why kind of like war and everything else was blindsight. Just kind of like Nixon and a lot of other people were just like to me. Because meanwhile, I'm like, pay for it like that. And I was just worrying about like how to mine, how to produce, how to transport. And I was just worrying about all the little details. And, you know, they were like, and I'm like, well, we got guns. You know, I was just like, oh shit, because, you know, like I'm worrying about pay structures and farming and so in many ways Nixon and JFK and others basically blindsided me. You know, I wasn't paranoid enough, maybe. I mean, I was a little paranoid and a little worried and a little questioning, but I wasn't like, you know, I thought that if I gave enough back to society, if I put my heart and soul into it enough, that it wouldn't matter. Anyway, maybe I was wrong. Somebody's like, it does matter. Like, oh well. Anyway, like I said, you know, basically, you know, I was just worrying about how to make it all work, how to pay for everything. You know, I wasn't really considering, and then at some point in time I did consider about how my system could be flawed or how it could go wrong, but, you know, I really didn't, I never thought I'd fail. I never thought my people would actually betray me. It just seemed like such a ridiculous thing after I had done so much, after I had given so much, after I had worked on everything so much, after I had like figured out ways of paying for it and creating this great command structure that was redundant and safe, and I had just poured my heart and soul and everything into basically what was Lucifer White Star Alliance, what was America, and just creating this epic system of government to go on top of an epic planet that is the Earth. I just thought that, and everything I was trying to do, like many people would say, I had no concept of war or death or anything else like that. And it's like, I didn't really, because I was just, I don't know. I immersed myself in just trying to make the system work. Just trying to make everything work. So anyway. And some people would say, don't worry about it, we'll worry about it. And I don't know, anyway, well, whatever. You look around and you see all my cities and see all the cities and everything else like that, so something worked. Yeah, even though they deny me constantly, but oh well. Anyway, I was thinking like carnival rides for kids and traveling circuses and water wells and aqueducts and stuff like that, and sewage, toilets.